everybody, today I'm filming a tutorial using the MAC Vibe Tribe collection. I am wearing the collection on my face and I kind of did like a 70s summer kind of look. This is definitely outside the box of what I normally do. I normally stick to more dramatic looks, but I decided to play it down a little bit today. So here's my tutorial.
So I start with the eyeshadow as I've already done all my face makeup, and I'm starting with the Call of the Canyon palette, and the first shade is called Call of the Canyon as well, and this is a Volux Pearl. I'm using this light whitish shade underneath my brow to highlight. Now I'm taking a fluffier brush and I'm applying it in Summer Sun, and this is a frost shade, and I'm just putting this all over my lid. I want to have a very soft, not shimmery, but soft kind of reflective lid here. I don't want anything too heavy on the actual lid itself. And I'm blending it up towards the brow bone. And I'm using soft sweeping motions. If you want to intensify the shade, you can always wet the brush. Now the next shade I'm using is Fool's Gold, and it's a gold shade. I'm using it with a dense flat brush, and I'm patting it on the inner corner of the eye to highlight the eye with a little bit of a golden finish. This really helps the eye to look just a little bit bigger and kind of makes the overall eye look just a little bit brighter. Again, you can also intensify this shade as well if you apply it wet. I'm applying it completely dry here. Now I'm taking a little bit denser brush in almost like a cone shape, and dome shape rather, and I'm applying this to the lower lash line almost as like a liner, because I'm not going to be lining the lower lash line. I will be lining the waterline though. Watch out though, this shade causes a ton of fallout. This is the shade Thunderbolt, and it's a luster. It's a deep kind of charcoal shade with a golden shimmer, but unless you treat this like a glitter, fallout everywhere. Now I'm using the liner in Take the Plunge. It's a technakhol liner, and this is also part of the limited edition collection, and I'm putting this right into my waterline. I loved how smooth this applied. It's a little bit deeper of a blue, kind of like a deep turquoise. And it's a great alternative to black. Like if you want to switch it up a little bit, try this. Now, if you see, I'm not just adding this shade to the waterline. I'm doing what's called a tight line, where you apply it to your waterline and then you close your eyes and you keep your liner exactly where you would apply to your waterline. You close your eye and it applies to both the upper lid and the lower lid, and it helps to add just a tiny little bit of extra color under the lid. And it's very, very subtle, but I love the effect of it. But be careful, you don't want to get this in your eye. Next up, I'm using Daisy Lashes from Kiss Products. These are not MAC lashes. However, I feel like they perform just as good as higher end, even MAC. Now, if you notice, I skipped doing my classic liquid liner. I say classic because I always do liquid liner, but I wanted to do more of a summer lip look, so I skipped it. Now I'm applying my blush, and this is Painted Canyon, and as you can see, it's really, really pigmented. For medium to darker skin tones, this should be totally fine, but on my skin tone and light to medium and even light, this is going to be very pigmented. You're going to want to use a light hand, and you're going to need to blend to shear this out. I applied it with a fluffy brush, and I'm also using a fluffy brush to blend it out, maybe diffuse it a little bit. And now I'm going to be doing a highlight. Now this is a cream color base in the shade Yellow Topaz. Now you can apply this in a lot of different ways, but I like just patting it on with my finger. It's a little bit tacky, so it'll hold your highlight. If you want to put a highlight on top of it, it'll help you to have that super extra glow. But if you apply it and you just leave it as it is, it's going to give you that glow from within, that dewy kind of sexy sweat kind of look for the summer. I like it for simple, no makeup looks. But for this look, I'm going to be putting a highlighter on top. I also apply a little bit to my nose to give a little bit of highlight there too. Now I'm applying the product called Dunes at Dusk, and this is a Gleam Tones powder. I'm only using the whitest shade and the peaches shade because I want this to be a little bit lighter. If you use all three shades, it comes out kind of pink like a blush because you have the dark purple and the medium pink at the side. So for this, as you can see, I get like a soft whitish golden highlight as opposed to a blushy look. This is Firebush. This is Firebush. It's a bronzing powder, and as you've seen from my other video, if you watched my review, it's a bronzer with slight golden shimmer in it. As you can see, the shimmer is not too apparent when you apply it, but it's definitely not just a flat matte. And I'm applying it to my forehead to give a kind of tan look, and I also applied it to my contour to make my face just look a little bit thinner. Now for lips, I'm applying the frost shade called Tanorama, And this shade is a permanent shade, but they released it in the limited edition packaging, so I had to get it. And it gives your lips a metallic sheen. Staying within the MAC family, and I'm doing my brows using the MAC Gel Fluid line in the shade Deep Dark Brunette. Now this gel for brows, I love it because it's the same color as my brows, number one. I have very dark brows. And two, I'm able to fill in the sparse areas of my brows, because you can see I already have very thick brows, but there's some areas where the hair just isn't as thick, and this also helps to add just a little bit of shape. Now, as you can see, I lined first the outside and then I filled in, and I'm doing stroke marks to make the application seem a little bit more natural. So if you do small strokes in the front up, it seems like you're not just having square eyebrows. And that completes my look.
As you can see, I incorporated products from almost the entire line. From the bronzer, to the gleam tones, to the shadows, the lipstick, liner, blush, anything that I got, I tried to include in this tutorial. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will have details below on every product I used on my face, aside from the MAC products. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't checked out my full review on this collection and my thoughts on cultural appropriation / MAC's use of tribal in their title, please do check out my review. A link for that will also be below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm Recycled Stardust.